Hello students. Welcoming you all to a learning of Bharati institutions. Today, we are going to learn about term 2. Poem 1. George Crocos was born on the 30th of June 1951 in Samos, Greece. Now lives in Melbourne, Australia. He is an aspiring poet. Who has written quite a number of poems inspired by nature, science, philosophy, and the spiritual aspects of life. He has studied Eastern and Western religions and associated philosophy for over 35 years and has practiced various forms of yoga and meditation.
It was the age of chivalry. Long ago in man's history, when to fight for a righteous cause, one did gain considerable applause. In this stanza, the poet says that it was an age of knights and noblemen. If you see the history of man, when people fought for their rights or any good cause, those people always got praise for their good deeds. It was mainly for show, love, and glory. They deemed themselves being worthy to capture the heart of some fair maiden, which was the most desired prize laden. Oh, they could strike heavy blows on all of their opponents and foes in an one-to-one combat defying death, as crowds watched with abated breath. In this stanza, poet says that those those noblemen and knights could generally do these good deeds for fame, love, or to take the credit of their glory. Most knights desire to win princes. With these mindsets, the noblemen could attack opposing army with full energy. They will have a battle and defying death every time, as the people in their country could watch them with a miracle. Yes, it was far back in those days of yore that courage and strength came to the fore, where there was this life and death struggle, such issues at the hand knights could juggle. In this stanza, poet says that many years ago, courage and strength were crucial and were the priority. Every day, the people in those days could play with their lives. So, these were some of the things those people could always do and play with their lives. And in fighting for their country, faith and king, noble impressions on people's minds could shrink. That even though the ages are held in high esteem, those knights in shining or do now all seem. In this stanza, poet says that the knights and soldiers could fight for their country with loyalty. They could be devoted to their king. They had to create a good impression in the minds of their countrymen, and the people held them in high esteem. Those knights who were shining or made of metal. There are many legends based on their heroic exploits, a legacy of tales which have been told with much joy, highlighting aspects of human wisdom related to worth and vice, and the lessons to be learned are those of goodness and sacrifice. In this stanza, poet says that there are many stories based on their bravery and heroic things which they did. There are a list of tales told with much hype, wherein they highlighted the cleverness and wisdom of those human beings with the right cause. These tales teach us the lesson of sacrifice and their good deeds. History usually repeats itself time and again, as it often happens. A situation comes when we are asked to do something for a just cause, and acting with chivalry, we shouldn't pass. In this last stanza, poet says that history repeats itself, so they ask everyone to do something or act in some situation just because we can't stop. Every time whatever we do a good cause or a bad something someone doing to us, we should act on it. We should respond for it, react for it. then only we should move on, that nothing will stop us from what we are and what we are going to achieve. Have you ever gone on adventure trips? Some people like adventures and they take a plunge into it so that they enjoy their life in different perspective. Some of the adventure sports performed in the mountains are rock climbing, paragliding, trekking, hiking, bungee jumping. These are some of the adventures you might know. The people who do adventures will see the world in a different way, and they could easily take a new step and they bounce in joy with their new steps. Every whatever they are doing, they feel